this practical, which is kind of the same thing that we did in the lecture, but now in the practice, we're gonna doing something about LTT plot, right? And also the character associated diversification. So for the sake of let me share screen here, share screen, where do I share screen, share this top one. Okay, you guys see the screen, okay? So far, I'm gonna try to see if I can get the chat on the other screen. So I should have done 2 screen long time ago, but I mean, if you have not known already, I'm doing all this in my bedroom. The past 10 weeks, you've been in my bedroom the whole time, if you not know that. So we don't have a lot of space. And like, I live in a condo, so I don't have a lot of space to go around. So you've been seeing my bedroom the whole time. You just not know about it. So that's why I can't set up 2 screens properly from the beginning. So, all right. So what we do today is going to be 2 parts. Talk about the character independent diversification, which is mostly LTT, and we be able to calculate the speciation and extinction rate that we talk about, and also we do BC. And the second part using the character associated diversification on board on Mesquite. And to save us time, I already produced a tree. I didn't produce a tree. I downloaded a tree from this website called Time Tree, which I discovered not too long ago, and it's awesome because you can do this. This is Time Tree, and what you can do is pretty spectacular. You can let me resize here. You can specify the group that you want to look at, and this will give you the chronogram right away. So let's say I want to look at this rabbit, the rabbit family, the Leporidae. You can even choose the file with the list of species, and you can search. And then this will be like, oh, there's 11 genus on our database. There probably more actual genus, or you can look at this whole species level. There are 51 species of rabbits in this data set, and you can show time trees. Downloading. Come on. All right, so this gives you the phylogeny of all the rabbits. It's probably not everything, but like this is what they have in the database. The cool thing is that it calibrates with the timeline, the actual timeline. You see that, oh, the genus Lepus is originated sometime about between 6 and 12 million years ago. And what happened during that time is the Earth impact here, the oxygen level, carbon dioxide level, this is global warming and stuff like this. So this is like super cool too, and you can download the Nuic file to use on fig trees or Mesquite, and I did exactly just that. I download this file from Time Tree for turtles and rabbits to see which one go faster. Haha, this is like fable tales, and we'll see soon enough which one is faster. All right, so you have both of the files in your zip file already, and feel free to explore the Time Tree. I think they're pretty awesome. And we're gonna do this too and see which one is faster. And we know the answer to this. We know the conclusion of the story already, that the turtles won not because they're faster, but because they're more consistent, right? But that's the fable tales. We talk about biology here. So let's open the file. So let's open which one first? Let's do tortoise first, test2dna. So I'm gonna go to open file. Come on, and I'm gonna select the file that I have. Is gonna be in diversification. Oh no, not L, sorry. P. And have the test2dna.nwk here, which is Nuic, which is the tree file. I just click that, open. And I'm gonna ask you, so this is what the files look like. This is the trees when it's in the text form is pretty ugly to look at. You don't have to look at that, but just tell them that this is the simple Newegg or 5lib3 file. So this is Newegg format, and click OK. And there's a number on it, like what you want to treat it on. You can treat it as a bootstrap frequency, or it doesn't really matter to us in this case. So just click OK. And it's going to ask you to save it as a Nexus file. And I probably save it in an easier name, like total Ninja Total Rabbits, Ninja Total Trees.next. Whatever make you feel good about the afternoon, just do that. Ninja Total to do. So now you have this whole taxa list, right? And you can look at the tree here. You can say view tree, and it will give you this tree with all the species. You can also do this in fig trees. It might look slightly nicer, which is, I mean, something that you might want to look at. You can also make the tree the time scale. So by clicking at the display and go down quite a bit. So after orientation, branch proportional to length. So down here, it will show the time scale. And this number is not the bootstrap, actually, it's the age. So it should be 86 here, but oh no, sorry, it's a bootstrap, sorry. And this proportional to the length already. So you can see that the short branch is this associated with the age of that group. So this is the actual time scale here. Okay. So if the branch number bothering you, you can also like take them off, show scale, show branch color for version. I'm sorry, I forget where to turn it off, but you don't have to look at the numbers here. It's number here, it doesn't mean anything. So this is the chronogram. And from this, you can do the lineage to tram really quickly. You can count the number of branch by yourself, but it's not fun. So you go to analysis here, analysis tree, and just like the name says, lineage is true time. This would plot the number of branches over time for you pretty quickly, right? So, and here you can see that it's increasing pretty consistently over time, and that's something that you would expect from the totals. You heard that there's a lot more total species that got extinct in the past. But you can also look at this more quantitatively by looking at numbers. So you can come back to the tree here and do analysis, and then you can do the diversification character independent, the character independent calculation. So click here, and you don't have to even tell them anything. It just pop out number for you. So I'm going to show that the lambda, which is the speciation rate, is 0.04, and the mutation, the mu, which is extinction rate, is 0.000796. So this is something you already know, right? Because you're telling me that if the species still exists today, the genus, the family still exists today, the lambda must be greater than the mu, like the speciation must be higher, like, and in this case, much higher than the extinction. So this allow you to compare it across different species. So what I can ask you to do, this is the end of the first half already, like that's stupidly simple, is that you just look at the age, right? So the torus family is the age, the root here is about 60 million years old, and the speciation rate is, if I were to complete the exercise here, come on, okay. So this would be 0.4043, the speciation rate right here, and then oops, sorry, and the extinction rate is right here. So just pop it right here. So now you have the numbers for the totals and also the plot here, and you do the same thing with the rabbits family and see how they compare. Are they rabbit diversified later or earlier than the totals? And what about the rate, the speciation rate or extinction rate? And you compare them and you can decide which one is faster in this fairy tale of yours, like in the phylogenetic fairy tale, not fairies, like fables, the the phylogenetic fables, like the tortoise and the rabbit, which one gonna win in this case? So I'll leave you to decide that. So very straightforward, just like click, you get the number and compare the number, compare the trend on the graph and see how the difference. Okay, this part, all right, for the most part. Good, Catherine said good. If you have problems, just let me know. No problem, it's too small, except that your computer is crashing or they're freezing when you open something, then I'm sorry. That's not on my end. It's probably on your parents. Like, mom and dad, I need my new computers. It's crashed on me all the time. Ajahn Bia said I need my new powerful computer with the excellent video card for gaming. Oh no, for JavaScript, you know, so just use my name, you know, just use my name. And it's like, Ajahn Bia said I need it, even though the class is end in 2 weeks, but Ajahn Bia said I need it, you know, so I learned so much online. I need better tools. Can't use these blunt tools of my stuff. So you can say that to them. So they're probably not gonna like it. Oh no, really? Jesus, I'm what? Congratulations, got a new computer. See, I'm just provide you with the reason to get a new computer. So thank you, Systematics, for a new computer. Sponsored by Systematics, but not in idea, but not in the money. So I can't afford my own computer. So all right, so this project is done. So oh no, sorry to hear that. Maybe you can chip in, so you can leave your account number for all your friends to wire number the money to you. The Sasawat fund for new Macintosh. Everything helps. Oh God, actually do that. Oh no, okay. So once you're done, you can close your Ninja Total project and this. You can save it or don't save it. You can save it, it's fine. All right, so that's first part. That's easy enough, right? So we're gonna do the second part on busy. And for the busy, I'm gonna apologize in advance because I was trying to use the actual data set for the, I'm searching for the actual data set and it's kind of messy. So I decided to simulate my own data to make a point of demonstration. And I can do that, I use R, and you can do this in Mesquite too. So the data set you're gonna use is called Sim1, it's from Simulation 1, it's a fake data, which I make it intentionally one way or the other. So let's open this new file. This should be also in your zip folder. This is Sim1, sim1.next is already in .next. You don't have to change it to something else and should open right on Mesquite. And what difference here is that now each species can have the trait 0 and 1. So this present absent is a fake organism with fake traits, no real, anything, nothing real about this. So you can, I don't know, you can insert anything you like. You can have fun with your traits, like you can say trait 0 is small and large, just for fun. That if that make more sense to you, go for it. It doesn't matter. So you can do this if that help you with your imagination. So this is trade, this is a tree, and the group of project. Okay. So from here, it should allow me to see the tree. Where is my tree? At the tree 4. Come on. Anyone be able to click here? is odd. Okay, so for some reason it should show up here on the view trees, but I guess let's try this. It would. Oh, okay. When you close that matrix out, you're gonna see the tree from sim next, sim.1 next, and view tree. So you see the tree here. This is the fictional trees of fictional organisms, right? And you can do the same old thing that we did with the ancestral state reconstruction. You can trace the character history here. Use parsimony or likelihood, whichever you feel good using. And as usual, the ball and stick is the easier one to look at. So you can see here that like the evolution to have a large size, for example, happened right around here and here. So if you also display with the time scale, the branch proportional to length, you can see the number. So you can sort of see the pattern that this trait, this become large, happened twice around 3 million years old, which is seems like that might be something that could increase the diversity or not. That's something we can test with this busy thing. But this picture kind of give you the first idea of what it might do in terms of evolution. So we could do this, and then we can go back to the analysis of tree, and now we're gonna select character associated diversification, the name, the same thing we have in the lecture. So to click here, and the one we're gonna use is the speciation extinction likelihood here, the BC. There's a different version of this analysis, and you feel free to play around with it. And it's the same idea, but the output gonna be slightly different. But I think this one is the easiest to understand. So I'll stick with this one and click OK. And then you're like, okay, this look kind of crazy right now. So don't worry, just calm down and relax. So lambda is speciation, right? So in this case, as you could constrain, you can be like, oh, lambda 1 could be equal to, lambda 0 could be equal to lambda 1, meaning you have the hypothesis that the speciation is the same in the small and large animals. And you can do the same thing with lambda 1. You constrain them both ways, right? And then, so this now should become equal. Or if you do like super constraint model, like all the mu's also equal to each other, the extinction rate is when with the state 0 is equal to state 1, and the Q, the transition rate, is just leave them be. You don't have to think about them at this point. So once you decide that, click OK, and they're calculating. It's gonna take a little while. That's okay. So when you calculate here, you will see that here, 0.2, the mu would be the same, right? 0.23, and the lambda is also the same, 0.28. It's the same number because we make them the same number. We constrain them. This is when we have hypothesis. It doesn't matter if you're large or small. Your speciation going to be the same. Your extinction going to be the same. And the likelihood here is this 143. And you can do the same way with unconstrained. You can just like, you know what, let everything roam through. So you go back to the analysis here and do the same thing again. And this time, just leave everything be. Just like let everyone roam free, let everyone be different from each other, and click OK. And it's gonna calculate another panel here. And you can see that now, like it's not that, they have different numbers, right? Lambda and lambda 0 is different, and the mu 0 and mu 1 is really different. And you can compare these likelihood numbers. Like, oh God, this look very similar to each other. Oh, for some reason, the example in mine is different. I think I do too many constraints. But if it's not different, then it's probably not. So in this case, so let's roll with this number. So it's look very similar to each other, right? Like 143.59 is almost identical, meaning that the diversification doesn't really depends on having large or small in this case, right? But I think I did something wrong here. So if you have too many of these open, you can click at this and you can close it that you don't want and it will disappear. So again, close. I'm gonna do another one here, but this time I only do constraint one way, not back and forth to each other. I think that's a wrong move. Sorry about that. I should have looked at my own tutorials. So it's equal to, so lambda 0 equal to lambda 1 and mu 0 equal to mu 1, and then by automatically that would go back here. And here we go. So here you're like, okay, this 145, this is higher. It's like, no. Actually, look at it. This is minus log likelihood. It's like the way they display this is really weird. So this is actually minus 145, and this is minus 143. So this one is actually higher. This model is more likely. The model that lambda 1 is greater than lambda 0 is more real than the one that you make them equal at 0.07. So which one to believe? This one, because this one is less negative. And you can interpret the data from this one. This one is same. The speciation when you are larger, when you're a large animal, is higher than when you're small, and the extinction when you large is also higher than you small. So when you become larger, you have more chance of extinct and more chance of speciating, which is kind of like gambling, right? The more money you put in, the more likely you get more money, and also more likely you lose. So this probably not that surprising. So this will take a little bit. I think the technical part, the programming, not the programming, the clicking of the program is not going to be that difficult. But once you have a number, I think it's something you have to like, so what does it mean? So what I do to help is this. So I want you to run this on two files, the sim1 and sim2, which I make them look slightly different. And I want you to write down the likelihood. Actually, it should be negative here, sorry. Negative 143.59. And stuff like, and you decide which one is the best model. Okay, so by how do we do that? So for example, if I want to do this, if you want to do different lambda and same mu, I would specify like this. BC speciation, extinction likelihood. And then in the constraint here, I would leave the lambda as is, because we want to make them unequal. And I'm gonna make mu 0 and mu 1 equal to each other, because that's what I want to test. Oh, not to lambda, not to mu 1. And click OK. And that now will calculate that. And you see the likelihood of 143. So, and you record this number and you decide which one works better for your studies. Okay. So I think in this particular exercise, the clicking won't be so terrible, but the interpretation will be like, so what does it mean? Or how do I specify that? And if you run through the problems, feel free to shoot me emails in between. I know that you have the test coming up too, so that's why I want to keep this exercise on the simpler end. But so I want you to do this quickly and interpret the best you can from the data available from this, right? And I think it's, well, the teacher always say this, it's always straightforward, it's pretty easy, but it never is for you guys. So I understand that, and I might not make the whole lot of sense today, but let me know if you have questions, and I'll try to post this pretty quickly after we're done here, so that you can, if you need to reacquainted yourself with the step, because I come to realize that some of you mostly just watch the tutorial because you don't want to overload your computer right now, and like you sort of understand when I'm doing it, but when you do it on your own, it's like, what is that again? What did he do? So I'm gonna try to post the video, and then you can have it side by side when you do the analysis. Okay. So any quick burning questions before we move on to the project part? No? Okay, so that's a good timing. I like this. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna get, because I know that more you guys are crazy busy and there's so many things going on, and you're not on campus, you don't really have a chance to like talk to each other all the time. Some of you are friends for just this class, like you just know each other through this class. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes